the very first lesson in magic. It's how to make something appear. And it's the first lesson in magic because one of our greatest abilities as human beings is the ability to create. We have the ability to make things appear, and that's pretty amazing. So I'm doing this to show you an important step in how to make what you want appear in your life. I want to share a really powerful insight that'll magnify your ability to have what you want. And I'm so excited to share this technique with you because I've used this for many, many years to achieve pretty much every major accomplishment in my life. So please allow me to demonstrate. When I do magic with playing cards, I have different decks for different occasions. Here's a deck I use at Halloween. It has jack-o'-lanterns on the back. The ace of spades looks like a jack-o'-lantern. Here's a deck I used when I did some magic at our kitten shower, when we adopted our kittens, Philip and Winston. The ace of spades here is a cat with a feather in his mouth. So because I use all these different kinds of decks, I've come up with a very efficient and magical way to get whatever deck I need. I have a bunch of these blank, unprinted, unassembled playing card boxes. And so whenever I need a new deck, all I have to do is ask for what I want, and I get exactly the deck I need. So let me demonstrate. Let's keep it simple. We'll go for, I would like just a regular over-the-counter red-backed bicycle rider deck. There we go. We're halfway there. We've got the printing done. Now all we need to do is assemble the box. And there we have our red-backed bicycle riders, just as I requested. So it's cool because whatever kind of deck I want, all I have to do is ask for it and it appears. And this is the lesson. When you want to make something appear, you just have to be very clear and specific about what you want. I didn't ask for Halloween cards. I didn't ask for a kitten deck. I asked for red-backed bicycle riders, and that's what I got. So getting what you want requires crystal clarity. You have to be very specific about what you want. Now, I know this seems obvious that you should be clear about what you want in life. That's basic goal setting, right? But here, this is interesting. What research suggests is that less than 3% of Americans have actually written down their goals, and less than 1% review and rewrite their goals. So chances are that you haven't articulated what you want in life. And as Oscar Hammerstein II said, if you don't have a dream, how are you going to make a dream come true? And what I'm suggesting here is that you do more than just make a list of goals, because we've all done that, right? And how often does it work? We set goals and then they just kind of drift away. So I'm talking about a more advanced process of creating a vision that of what you want that will actually give you the fuel to bring it to life. So what would you like to appear in your life? Just give that some thought. Maybe you'd like a new job, maybe a new relationship, maybe you'd like greater self-confidence. Whatever it is you want, write a description of it. And I mean, get really specific in describing what you want. Don't just say you want a new job. Describe the job with as much detail as you can. And then you need to include the emotions. You need to write something with emotion. And it's super important. You need to include words that will really bring it to life, that give you a feeling of strong, positive emotions. If you want a new job, describe what it is about the new job that'll make you feel fulfilled. Write a narrative, like a story, that describes what you want in a way that will make you feel inspired. And you need to review that story often, whether you reread it regularly or sit down and write it again from time to time, just to really cement it in your mind. You need to make this a living, breathing narrative that you're keeping alive in your mind and your heart and your spirit, your soul. And what this does is it keeps you focused, it keeps you energized, and you need that when you're making something new appear. Now, you might be thinking, geez, doesn't this take a lot of time? Well, it does take some time, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. When I used this technique to prepare for my audition at the Magic Circle, I sat and wrote for 20 minutes every morning for the 2 weeks leading up to it. And so that's a fair amount of time. But it adds up to about little more than 4.5 hours. And for a goal I had for 25 years, that's not a bad investment. So I've used this technique for probably close to 50 years. And it's helped me achieve my biggest accomplishments. When I was a kid, I used to daydream about magic, and then I started writing stories about what I wanted to do in life. I wrote a story about having a TV show, and that came true. I wrote about winning the state championships in public speaking, and that came true twice. I used this approach to build a business from $5 million a year to $65 million. As I mentioned, it was an essential part of my preparation to become a member of the Magic Circle. I still regularly write stories about doing the work that I'm doing today. I wrote narratives to prepare for both of my TEDx talks. I even used this technique to dream up my amazing wife, Jennifer. So I'm not sharing all of those accomplishments to brag, but I just want to let you know that this technique is powerful and it works, and it can work for you. There are lots of people giving advice out in the world today, and I think it's helpful for you to hear that this technique has been a factor, a major factor in getting real results. Okay, so whatever it is that you want to appear in your life, take time to just clearly describe it and imbue it with emotion, and then review that as often as possible. Okay, now get out there and perform your own appearing act.